today can be the turning point in your life by making a simple decision.
Fundamental questions of navigation. Where am I? Where am I going? And how do I get there from here?
I invite the leaders of our planet to ask themselves these three questions before they make any crucial decisions.
But if you don't make decisions, you're going to stay right where you are.
We are all map makers.
We are in a time of transition.
If we're going to change, we have to change the direction that we're going.
Our planet needs leaders who know where they want to go.
When we change the direction we're going, then we want to make sure we're going in the right direction.
Leaders who can see the big picture.
Because if we're not, we're going to either go backwards or we're going to stay where we are.
Recognizing the psychological and the spiritual shifts and changes that need to be made, often from the inside to the outside.
To be able to shape your future, you have to be willing and able to change your paradigm.
Complex journeys require navigation. The path to the truth is one such journey. This is your GPS. Hairstyling services provided by J.D. Edwards Salon and Spa, Palmdale Shopping Plaza, Madera Street. Accessories provided by Chevette Williamson Jewelry. Standout jewelry for standout women. Wardrobe provided by Bahari Bahamas. Visit shopbahari.com. And good morning, everyone, and welcome to GPS Global Paradigm Shift on Glory 93.9 FM. I'm your host, Michelle Malcolm. As always, it's a pleasure to be in your company, but it's especially a pleasure on a Friday because that means we got a weekend to celebrate. Today is TGIF, open line on GPS today, and it's a day that we allow you, the audience, to be the guest of the show by giving you an opportunity to express what's on your mind. Let's get it off your chest. Let's talk about the week that was. So that's what we're going to be doing today on this Friday. Boy, have we got a lot to cover. So much to cover. But of course, this isn't just about what I want to talk about. You, like I said, you're a very important part of the show. You are our guest today. And so I want to hear from you guys as to what you would like to talk about today. So our telephone line, going to throw it out early, 828-3543. 828-3543 is the number to call. And the text line is 828-2543. 828-2543 is the text line. So, again, want to hear from you today. It's all about what's on your mind, and let's talk about it. So I'm going to get things rolling while I wait for you to kick in. So the first thing I want to talk about is something that the Minister of Social Services said in the House of Assembly this week, which, if you read between the lines, I think presents some cause for concern. Because in essence, what he said was that he was speaking to all of the vendors who are doing business with the government. And in essence, what he said was, please don't stop providing your service, even though we haven't been able to pay you in a timely manner. We can eventually pay you. Our face good, like we would say. If you go in a shop and you want to get something and you ain't got no money and you have a good relationship with the shopkeeper, you say, man, you know my face good. I can pay you. But let me have these things. Now, that may be okay if you are an individual. But when you're talking about a government having problems paying their bills to the point where the ministers have to kind of get into the House of Assembly and say, please don't stop providing service because we will pay you. In essence, what he is saying is, it don't take a genius to figure out that clearly there's some financial strain here to the point where you can't cover your bills. Let's go to the clip. Clip number one.
Our name is good, that our paper is good, that our vouchers are good. And so honor them. I plead to you, honor them on behalf of our clients, because eventually the payment will arrive. Mr. Speaker, I'm satisfied that there are persons who have been waiting, and there are persons who continue to wait. And so for landlords in particular, I'm grateful for all of you who exercised patience. I'm grateful for all of you who were sufficiently humane and waited and did not evict our clients. For those of you who are still waiting, I give you the commitment of our team that we are assiduously working to resolve your issues.
Okay, first and foremost, I want to say thanks to Eyewitness News. Clint Watson has given me permission to use their clips from time to time wherever necessary. So, if this were an individual and I was having a hard time paying my bills, I would have to go to the person that I owe and say, man, bear with me. Things a little rough right now, but my face good, I can pay you. And that person, depending on the relationship, might say, okay, I could work with you because I know you were faithful and you come through in the past or whatever. But the bottom line is, you would say to me, Michelle, you broke, you got a problem, you can't meet up with your commitments, right? I acknowledge and say, yeah, man, I having a challenge, things rough, everybody been going through. I'm having a hard time, but I promise you I'm going to get it. But I just find it very interesting that when it comes to the same scenario, being a government having a hard time keeping up with its bills, people take issue with you when you say the government, we broke. No, we're not broke. Long as we have the ability to borrow, we are not broke. And I'm not an economist. I'm not an accountant. I'm not sitting here saying that I fully, know all of the ramifications of what it is to balance a budget or all that kind of stuff, right? So don't get me wrong by what I'm about to say, but I think this speaks volumes that our government is having to say to vendors, please don't stop providing the service because you will eventually get paid. What that says to me is that perhaps vendors have already started to stop providing the service or goods. Maybe some have threatened to do so. Maybe some have done so already, to the point where the minister is going to get up in the House of Assembly and say, please don't discontinue. We will eventually pay you. Is anybody else concerned about that? I think that's cause for concern. So Carla says, Carla says, how much billions later and they still broke? It raises the question because a lot of people are saying where we would like some tangible evidence as to where all of this money has gone. We are literally talking billions of dollars later, like Carla says. Where has all of the money gone? I think it would be great if we could get a real detailed accounting of, penny by penny. Because I know that, listen, the whole world is going through an economic challenge right now because the powers that be decided to respond to COVID in the manner in which they responded, by shutting down economies. And then most of the rest of the world didn't have to deal with Dorian. But there are some who argue that we were not doing a very good job at managing our purse before Dorian hit. And that Dorian and now COVID only really exposed the dirty underwear that was always there. The dirty, they say don't air your how the saying go? Air in your dirty linen. So there are some who argue that all those two unfortunate circumstances did was reveal what was a problem before they existed. What are your thoughts on that? We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Good morning, Michelle. How you doing?
Great. How are you?
I'm good. But I think was mentioned yesterday about the VAT dollars. I have like a question in my mind. It's like a splinter.
Mm-hmm.
Can't get it out. I'm wondering, how accurate the information is with regards to the monies collected when it comes to VAT. VAT has gone up. Money's been borrowed. But with all the monies collected, I'm wondering if we're getting an accurate figure, and the question keeps running through my mind. I'm wondering, with all the spending, based on the spending and the monies collected, I'm wondering if we're getting accurate info on all the monies that have been collected, the expenditure, everything. If we're really getting accurate information. The last government was rolled out. We all know that. The FNM, they won the last election landslide, and they said they did the forensic accounting,
Mm-hmm.
and the money's there. I'm wondering if I'm believing that. Okay, all of this whole situation becoming the VAT program, it's so many question marks. I'm wondering if we're getting all the info we're supposed to get with regards to the VAT monies collected, because all we've been doing is borrowing. All we've been doing is borrowing. We have no accurate info when it comes around to the money spent with regards to the hurricane and the pandemic, and even the monies collected. I'm wondering if we are getting bamboozled, because I can't say honestly with fact that the monies have been stolen, but where is this money going? There's a lot of money being collected, but where exactly is it going?
Yeah, that's a good question. Let me put it this way. Remember now, one of the big slogans that the now administration used when they were in opposition and campaigning was, where the VAT money gone? Where the VAT money gone? Where the VAT money gone? I mean, that was just, that resonated throughout the country. Where the VAT money gone? Where the VAT money gone? And so it gave the impression that they thought that this money was being either stolen or seriously mismanaged, right? That's what I would think after hearing that repeatedly, where the VAT money gone? Okay, so now you in power. You raise VAT.
Mm-hmm.
And we still got to ask the question, where the VAT money gone? Back then it was where it gone, now it's where it gone.
What's the money you borrowed?
Right?
And you use it
But we even ain't get to that. We even ain't get to the money where they borrow yet. I mean, if we just were park at VAT, because the whole purpose of the introduction of VAT when Christie introduced it, from what I understood, was to try to decrease the debt. That's what I thought it was for. So his administration failed as far as that is concerned. And then this administration come in with the promise that they can do better.
Mm-hmm.
And I see no improvement. I know, but you.
Michelle, question. First of all, but when it comes to the consolidated fund, to me, that seems just to be a smoke and mirror tactic for unaccountability when it comes down to the VAT.
That's why I say we need a detailed penny by penny account for what is happening with all of this money. Because
How could
once
you do
I
that?
go in the consolidated fund, that's like the
That's
black hole.
That's it. That's it. That is it. Okay, that's it. It's just a bunch of smoke and mirrors. But you can't get a detailed account of exactly where the money is gone. And, the funds, I'm not going to talk about any money that's collected for Dorian. I'm not going to talk about that. Intentionally, I'm not going to talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
Because people they make money donations and they also make pledges.
Right.
Okay, so I'm not getting into that because I don't know. We're not only going on the money we can think about that's been collected. We've collected over, $9 billion in VAT money? I'm just guessing. And how much of that has gone against our bills, our loan? I mean, there's no detailed account given of that, and
Nope.
I'm just wondering because there's so much scandal. I mean, for example, VAT was implemented by the PLP. The PLP, the first, a few months they got in, I think about $2 million went missing from road traffic, I believe. If memory serves, and scandal upon scandal of money, missing money, being extorted, this or that, blah, blah, blah. And here we have the FNL government, Peter Turnquist, Minister of Finance. There's a lot of money scandal between both governments.
Mm-hmm.
And for the FNL to come in and say, oh, the money's accounted for, something doesn't sit right with that. We're not giving any detailed accounting of how much money has been collected, how much money is spent. Here it is, the crying break, and a lot of monies have been collected. A lot of money has been borrowed. Where's it gone? Where has it gone?
If you know, I know.
I'll give you a case in point, Michelle. There are a few private enterprises that have been giving out food, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Just to give a case in point. During last year's pandemic. And, I dropped a few friends around. They had a location that was a food dispensary on Clarge Road, for example. And you should see the care packages, man. They talk about you got ribeye, steak in there, you got good stuff from there, fresh vegetables stuffed with good stuff. And people are going there 2 or 3 times because, and they had to put a stop to that. They had to filter out the people that were doing it.
Right.
But they were just giving out the stuff. And they're talking about really nice stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff for you and I would eat.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And the thing about it is, for example, the care packages coming from their government, they were lousy. I mean, people are saying, oh, you shouldn't be unappreciative. But, I mean, for grief, you could see no care and consideration was given when it comes to those care packages. And it just basically gives you an idea of how they feel about the average being in. I go back to Cable 12 News. They have a clip on Facebook, for example, just to give you an idea of how these guys think. Okay, and it was neutral, it was across the board, and it's giving an example of the vendors by Cabbage Beach and how Hubert Minnis was there when he was a part of the opposition.
He was.
And he was on the front line with a number of the activists, including Lincoln and the rest of those guys.
Yes, he was.
As you well know.
Matter of fact, I'm going to be looking at that after the break. We're going to be turning our attention to that. But yes, he was. You're right. He was.
Yeah, and he was adamant. I mean, I'm going to send the clip through WhatsApp. He was adamant. Hey, we're not going to allow Bahamians to be this and that and taken advantage of and blah, blah, blah. Big speech, big activists.
Mm-hmm.
And now here it is now.
Quiet.
He's acting as though, he's acting as though he didn't know. When he knew full well. And the police car was blocking, the side entrance to Cabbage Beach.
One of my one of my former colleagues at ZNS, his name is Gino D.
Yeah.
He got a song. You get swing, no big thing. You just
That's
get
right.
swing.
That's right.
I think some people get swing.
It's amazing. I mean, it really got me how they grab the people's stuff. One of my good friends, he's one of my vendors out there.
Mm-hmm.
Usually hangs around by Porter's Key. And they grab his stuff. It is threw it across the road, and some of the umbrellas and the chairs got cracked up and broken up because they just tossed it over there. They didn't even take any care, taking attention, just putting it over there, the people's stuff that they paid for. They threw over there, broken and brown. You know, it's ridiculous, you know. And here it is. They're standing up in the House of Assembly and saying, hey, we good for it. Just keep on doing what you're doing. We got you. Hey, you know, wink, wink, wink. You know, it's really sickening. The fact that, you know, they really, obviously, they're hiding that they just don't care. They really don't give two hoots. You know, and it's just really sad, man. And you can't put any face, almost in any party, but especially we call them the orange party now, because you know what yellow and red are. You know, and no, that's Facebook slang now.
Oh,
everyone's on to them now. Wow. Everyone's on to them, man. Michelle. Wow. Everyone's on to them.
Wow.
Everyone is on to them. There's a post that they put on Facebook, and they're going after this one. There's a post they put on Facebook. I said, asking for me, intelligent behemoths, you're calling yourself intelligent. Why would you vote for a party that has proven that they don't have the best interests of average behemoth, you know? And I got a lot of opposition on somewhat. And, you know, I'm not calling you a dunce for voting for the Orange Party. Because either or, they're one and the same. But I mean, if a woman is being abused by her husband, and she's getting abused by the sweetheart too, why not just end both relationships? You know, and we have so much war scars on our back from both parties. And the baton is being passed back and forth. What are we doing? Are we calling ourselves intelligent by putting back in the people that we just rolled out? Have the scars, have the wounds, are they still fresh? It's only 5 years ago. And we're doing the same thing back and forth over and over, like simpletons.
And expecting a different result.
With that, why they go.
Yeah. Thanks so much for calling, caller. Appreciate your support. Thank you.
No problem. No problem.
You know, he talked about abused women. They say that one of the reasons why women stay in abusive relationships is because, as bad as the abusive relationship is, they fear the unknown more than they fear the abusive relationship. So in other words, they're so afraid to make a change, so afraid because they don't know what is out there, that they rather just put up with the abuse. And I think in many ways, we as a nation, our populace, we're like abused women. We crying. Every time he gives us a black eye, we crying. You know, oh, he slapped me, oh, he punched me, oh, he this, oh, he the next. And then he come back with one little flower and a little chocolate and say, boo, I'm so sorry, I ain't gonna do it again. And you take him right back until the next time. Why? Because you are afraid of change, because you think that you can't survive without him, even though he beating you to pulp. That's where we are as a nation, y'all. In case y'all didn't realize it, you are an abused woman. You're taking licks. And you rather take them licks than try something else because you are afraid of the unknown. Let's go back to the phone lines. I'm supposed to be taking a break, but I can take this call. Caller, welcome to GPS.
God bless you, Michelle. How are you doing this morning?
Great. How are you?
I'm blessed. Thank God for life.
Good.
Ah, boy. What a world we live in, eh? You know, my two quick reasons for calling are not any of this. Well, this one is not why I'm calling, but I'll quickly touch on it. I never believed the government that they were going to use the VAT tax monies for paying down the debt. I just had a feeling they were going to squander that money, like apparently they have now done, both the FNM and the PLP. Now, I am a supporter of the DNA, and I would love to see the DNA become the next governing administration of this country. But my attitude is, right now, I do not care at face value which political party comes in, an alternative party that is, as long as it is not the PLP and the FNM, because we have got to break ourselves away from the syndrome as a people constantly going back and dealing with the same old people who've been beating us up. We got to love ourselves and accept ourselves as citizens who are worth far better treatment than what the FNM and the PLP has given to us. Come on, my fellow Bahamians, we are better than the crap that the PLP and the FNM has been telling you and me over the past 20, 30, 40 years. We are better than that. We are better than that. And I could say more on that, but I'll say that for another time. But the two points of information that I'm calling on, have you been seeing anything going around on social media, Michelle, words to this effect? Breaking news, Bahamians will get $4,850 soon. Have you seen that?
I have not.
Yeah, that's been circulating around lately popping up on my computer. I was like, wow, geez, what's that all about? So I just thought I would put out there if in the event anybody else may have seen it or heard about it, I'd like to hear what they think.
Okay.
And my other point of contribution today, I respect the court system of the country. So before I become critical with it, let me ask, do you know, in regards to this injunction that was just placed against the government against demolishing any shanty town, are you aware whether or not the government did put forth a very clear and compelling case that what the illegal immigrants are doing is illegal? Do you know if the government did put forth that strong and clear case?
I do not know all of the details of what the government presented to the courts. I do not know all of the details. I know that our Attorney General's office has a very, very poor track record under this.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
So, whether or not it was a clear, strong case, it don't seem that none of their cases have been clear and strong because they can't win that.
Because, Michelle, I mean, the judge can only make a ruling based on the evidence or the facts that's placed before them, right? Now, my assumption is that this case the government would have been ruled against because the government did not place a clear and a strong and a sound case as to these shanty towns being demolished. Now, I support any government upholding the law of the land, i.e., demolishing illegal buildings or illegal communities in this country, because if they are illegal for Bahamians to do, they are definitely illegal for non-Bahamians to do. But how is it that the government can go to court having such an apparently clear case that the illegal immigrants were doing something illegally, but yet lost the case?
I can't answer that question. I don't know.
Because either the judge did not understand what was placed before him or her. I think in this case it was a female judge. Or the government did not put together a good case in its defense or defense of the people of this country. Either way, Michelle, that ruling was very troubling. And what I would like to see the government do now is to have an amendment to our Constitution that will make it absolutely clear that if anybody comes in this country illegally, they will never be given any legal citizen rights in this country. They will be treated humanely, but they will never be allowed to do anything in this country as long as they would have come here illegally. You cannot, and I heard you about a week and a half ago when you made reference to the Supreme Court ruling, which was 9-0, when they basically told the illegal immigrants in the state, you cannot be allowed to do something illegal when you came into the United States illegally. We need to get to that point. In this country, man, you and me have the obvious understanding of that truth, that something illegal cannot be allowed to become legal and yet still be being done illegally. But why is it that the courts don't see that, or the government can't see that? That bothers me, Michelle. Some years ago, Prime Minister Ingram, the Ingram administration, allowed foreign fishermen foreign fishermen who had been poaching in the Bahamas, which of course fishing in the Bahamas illegally, allowed them to leave the country with their boat and their catch, which they had gotten illegally because they were in the Bahamas fishing illegally. Come on, Michelle, when are we going to get off of this corrupt? And I'm not casting any aspersions on the judge, by the way, so let me make that very clear. This is just a clear statement on my part here. When are we going to get it clear in our heads? And we've got to stop doing nonsense like this. I don't care who's guilty for doing the nonsense, whether it's the judge or the government or the Attorney General's office. It is nonsense. How can any rulings? I mean, I better go out there and find me about 10 acres of ground and go squat on it. Because if the illegals are coming to my country and being allowed by the courts to continue to do something illegal, then that is giving Bahamians the license to go out there and do things illegal or to do things more so illegal. And that's the danger of these kinds of rulings, in my view, Michelle. The court system, in my humble opinion, with all due respect to the court system, they are helping to advance lawlessness in this country by those types of rulings.
Well, I can't, say yes to that because I ain't trying to be held in contempt of court.
No, not
so,
you. That's why I'm saying
you got to be careful what we say on the air.
Michelle, this is my honest and sincere opinion. I've heard other Bahamians say it, by the way.
Yeah, but there's a difference in saying it privately than saying it on the airways because there are.
Yeah. No, I don't want you to get yourself in trouble.
And I want you to get the station in no trouble either. That's what I'm trying to say.
I was just about to make it clear. This opinion is the opinion exclusively of this particular caller. This has no aspersions or no connections at all to Glory. This is just Jerome Thompson's opinion. But it's my gut opinion. I don't want to see my fellow Bahamians do anything illegally. Let me make that very clear. We are law-abiding people, but Bahamians have gotten to the point of being frustrated, Michelle. We are constantly seeing illegal things being done, but yet we are rightly being told to obey the law, but we keep seeing non-Bahamians getting away with lawlessness left, right, and center. What is there left for the attitude of the Bahamians to turn into than if the illegals can do it? Why shouldn't I go there? What else other conclusions there left?
All right. I got to take my break, JT. But your point is well made. Thank you so much for calling. I just want to say to that, Bahamian people, don't be fooling. Don't listen to JT. Go and get yourself in no problem here. I can say this real quick. This reminds me of a comedian I watched on TV once. He said, this guy, I think he's Puerto Rican, Dominican, whatever, Hispanic, but very dark-skinned Hispanic. So he said he and his black American friends were driving in the car one day and they got pulled over by the police. And the police was like, all y'all niggas get out the car. So he ain't move. So all the black Americans got out the car and the police is like, what, you deaf? You didn't hear me? And so he said, I'm Puerto Rican. He said, the police said, all that means is you a Spanish speaking nigga. Get out this car. And so that's when he realized real quick that the privilege he thought he had was non-existent when it came down to the color of his skin. So don't listen to JT and cause yourself get locked up, yeah? Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to continue with the TGIF Open Line show, and we're going to turn our attention to that whole Cabot Beach situation on the other side of the break. Stay with us.
Glory 93.9 FM. We're chasing after God's glory.
Located on Carmichael Road, Divine Designs Hair Boutique is a haven for women and men looking for professional beauty services. Our state-of-the-art and contemporary equipment creates a relaxing ambiance for you to enjoy while we cater to you. Need a hairstylist? We cater to all types and textures of hair for care and styling. We even have a barber on duty. Need a nail tech? Our technicians provide a range of nail services, including the latest trends. Unwind in one of our massage chairs while you get your pedicure. With our reasonable rates, friendly staff, and over 20 years of experience, you will be in great hands. Call us at 823-1669 or 698-1025 to schedule your appointment. Want to be pampered? Want to be slayed? Let Divine Designs make your day.
For all your building needs, it's Carib Construction and Project Management on Gladstone Road. We build it all: schools, homes, hotels, and more, including structures requiring a Phase 3 electrical contractor. We also provide project management services. The first step towards your dream building begins at Carib Construction and Project Management. Call us at 376-1556 or 341-4466.
Executive Printers is your one-stop shop for all your branding and customization needs. Letterheads, envelopes, business cards, invoices, share and gift certificates, rubber stamps, vouchers, funeral programs, brochures, flyers, banners, and promotional items like mugs, water bottles, mouse pads, and key rings, all with personable service and great quality. No project is too small or too large. For great turnaround and competitive pricing, make an executive decision. Call us at 393-5011.
At Lee Air, safety is our number one priority. Flying since 1996, we offer scheduled flights into Fresh Creek and Mangrove Key Andros and Great Harbor Key, Berry Island, twice daily, 7 days a week. Affordable charter services are also available to anywhere in the Bahamas and the Caribbean. Lee Air Charter Services. Call 225-3267, 702-7127, or 322-1317 for reservations.
Your body's immune system is under constant pressure from things like stress, lack of exercise, and toxins in the environment. It's crucial to be proactive and support your immune system with the nutrients it needs to function effectively. But it's often hard to get these nutrients from food alone. Introducing fast-acting Zinc Plus Immune Support by Longevity. Unlike zinc-only supplements, Zinc Plus Immune Support builds on the proven power of zinc and adds complementary nutrients to give your immune system extra support. Vitamin D helps balance the effects of zinc, while our proprietary blend of natural fruit and root extracts provides the extra help your immune system needs to work against daily stressors. And we've included Longevity's exclusive plant-derived minerals to give your body the minerals it needs, but can't get from food alone. And because Zinc Plus Immune Support is delivered in a great-tasting, sugar-free, berry-flavored lozenge, it encourages quicker absorption of all these nutrients into your body. Zinc Plus Immune Support. Zinc plus the extra support your body needs to promote a healthy immune system. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
This portion of GPS is brought to you by Alive. Alive. Believe in best. And by Tropical Gyros. Not just good food, it's an experience.
FM. We're chasing after God's glory.
Yes. Global Paradigm Shift on Glory 93.9 FM. I'm your host, Michelle Malcolm, and it's a Friday, so you know what that means. We are doing an open line show today, and we will be talking about the issues that are of importance to you. We have a caller on the line. Caller, please turn down your radio or whatever you're listening to us on so we don't get the feedback, and welcome to GPS.
Good morning, Michelle Malcolm. How are you doing today?
I am wonderful. How are you?
Hey, yes, I'm okay. Hey, Michelle, it was like about a week ago. They had the boating accident with the boat capsized, and about 7 persons were found, 1 lady and a child, and then there was a child and a lady who died, a male child and a female who died.
Yes.
Yeah. And like when they found the boat and everything, there was a story in I think it's a Tribune, I'm not sure, Guardian, but it was said the police, I believe it's commissioner or somebody, one of the, at least the police, right? He said, I think it's commissioner. He said that they don't know if they can find the captain, right? And then a couple of days later, you hear that, well, the captain is Bahamian. But it's like a week plus gone by, right?
Mm-hmm.
If the captain is Bahamian, right? Don't you think that someone should be missing, a Bahamian should be missing, and someone trying to find out where their relative is because they went out to sea and, well, they're missing? No?
You're saying if the captain was really Bahamian, somebody would have reported him missing. Well,
yeah, some family member would have been, because I mean, if somebody missing and gone for a week, and they know they're going out to sea, even if it's disabled to human trafficking, they would be concerned, and they'll put out a missing person report.
Okay.
And I mean, it's like, it seems as if no matter, and there was another boat that came, that was caught with some Jamaican the nation, right? But my thing is that for all these different voyages these people make, no matter how many persons die, because I remember before COVID and after Dorian, there were, must see, about 30 persons who basically had the same fate, but in shark-infested waters. And some 20 of them, eight of them had funeral. I think it's Joe Farnan Road, with the Bahamian officials and Haitian officials, and this mass funeral. I mean, it's like, when is the government going to be serious? Because I mean, like, if life mean anything, when is the government going to be serious and put strict, I'm talking about, just be strict with it, and persons who are found to be penalized to the fullest extent of the law? Because it seems that people in these or those circumstances, they don't get punished, they don't go to jail if they're deported. I mean, right now in this COVID situation where persons have to get passports and all of that to go from place to place from different island to island, right? COVID passes, right? Nothing in the court. Nothing in the court where these people are paying the $3,000 or $5,000 or whatever. I mean, this whole thing. The message, ain't no message is sent out to try to change it or anything. And then another thing with the Shantytown issue with that goes on, and I guess they're not about the court, right? But whether that has been dragging on, well, I guess 3 is a magic number, 333-666, right? But for almost 3 years, that's been dragging on into the court. And I mean, it's like a matter so important being dragged in the court, like it doesn't even really matter. And I mean, like, just from the outside looking in, and looking at what we have an House Assembly, we have persons affiliated with, I guess, Asian heritage. You have the Attorney General, who is married to the Haitian heritage. His wife is Dion Folks' sister. Asada Folks. These people's names were called when Louis George had his show. He mentioned how great Stephen Dillett, Arthur Folks, and all the persons of that ilk in this country and where they arrived in this country. But the irony is that they're on the top. They're in all the high places. And look what you get. They're in power. But they're not, I mean, I don't call it corruption, but it's so obvious. It's like rotten fish. You can smell it, you can see it, but you can't say nothing about it because they're powerful people. What I said, the Attorney General, yeah, they'll lock you up, eh? Hello?
I'm listening.
You know, I mean, it's so obvious, and I mean, it's like, if it ain't corruption, it ain't nothing. The Shantytown Committee that Dion Folks, I guess he's affiliated with the Attorney General, eh?
I think you need to be very, very careful the direction that you're heading in.
No.
Because I know, you know, the folks is quite well, and to suggest that there is some kind of untoward activity going on because of their heritage, and therefore that's I really think you're treading on some very thin ice right now, and you need to be careful.
I'm very careful, right? What I'm saying is, I'm only looking at it from the outside, right? And you know, it's so obvious why the court can't work, huh?
So what you're suggesting is that the court is in cahoots with the folks because it's their heritage. That's.
I mean, come on, man.
Really? No.
I mean, this brother and me and my brother or my brother-in-law, right? All right.
But see, here's where your argument doesn't make sense. If that was the only case that the Attorney General's office lost, but they lose every doggone major case where they come up. So many of which have nothing to do with illegal immigration. So I think it's just a matter of whether or not there is a degree of incompetence in that office.
Man, I don't think so.
What do you mean you don't think so? They can't win the case.
No. It ain't no. You know why I say so? Because guess what? The brightest and legal mind supposed to be up inside the Attorney General's office, okay? And who gives that directive? The Attorney General, okay? And I mean, it's like, I mean, hold on, man. Why is it that these people can do whatever they want to do, and we see what's going on, and we talking about it? Oh, so we got to be afraid of being locked up. But these people are just doing it. And this country, look where we are.
Yeah, but listen, but you cannot put that at the feet of the folks is because their daughter or sister is married to the attorney. Come on, man, that's a bit of a stretch.
Michelle,
we have had this problem in this country for a long time. This ain't just start.
I know.
We've been kicking this can down the road for a long time. So let's put the blame where the blame is supposed to be. Let's stop, deflecting.
Michelle, been going on a long time, right? And on the PLP side, you got Eugene Nuri, right? I mean, it's just pathetic, no matter which way we turn. We still end up with nothing because guess what? If you vote PLP, you got Eugene Nuri, hold on. He out front because he said with his own mouth that, we have to get more people in this country. He said specifically from Haiti, okay? And that was his whole agenda. And even recently, where Eugene Nuri come from? I've been meeting with the Haitian ambassador about a month ago in reference to the shantytown demolitions. If all of them are not in cahoots, no matter which political party comes to PLP or FNM, all of them got their hand up in it. And we were sitting by, we see what's going on. They got to be in nightmare land. Because guess what? These men, no one even hired Dion folks. Or voted for him, but he automatically is the Minister of Labor. But I tell you what, labor in this country, it stinks like old rotten fish too. Because guess what? Look at how many persons are unemployed in this country, and look how many persons got work permit in this country, and look at the way some people get their work permit in this country. And these people that sit down and they play like they don't even got a brain in their head, and all they do is make sure that the illegal people are okay. And they've been going on between the PLP and the FNM. And it's wrong. We are not a violent people, the being people, but what it is, we can't even say what we see. We can't even say what it's so obvious. We need to change around here and closing. You know what? When the PLP, we can't move to the PLP and FNM, but I mean, like, what about the other party, the Green Party? Michelle,
I'm listening.
The lady, Ms. Komalafi, right? Mm-hmm. That's the only other alternative other than Lincoln and them, right? But it's like, Ms. Komalafi is a very good person, right? But you know what I mean? As a being, and how I feel, right? I know she's smart and everything too, right? And I know, it's going to be like voting for Minister, voting for Ms. Komalafi, as good as she is, because the skeleton in the closet is that African men are strong men, and they don't let women run them. So if Ms. Komalafi get voted in, how's going to be running the country? How you feel about that, Ms.?
I just think that is a very stupid argument.
You think so?
I know so. As a woman, I am insulted by that. I'm insulted as a woman.
Yeah, but you ain't married. You are a woman, but you ain't married.
That don't have nothing to do with nothing.
It does make a difference.
It does not make a difference.
It does.
That is to suggest that woman is incapable of making decisions without the influence of her. That is just the stupidest thing I have ever heard.
Michelle, listen here.
I don't see, and it is, by the way, it is known that if anybody has an influence in a relationship, it's a woman who influences a man.
No, hey, hold on.
God gave us the ability to influence, buddy. That's why half of the fellas in jail now because they're trying to impress women.
In jail in Nassau, but
so I find it very insulting. I find it very insulting when it is suggested that a woman is incapable of having a thought outside of being led by a man. That is very insulting.
I didn't say that. She will have a thought, right? She will have a thought. I don't never say she will have a thought, but at the end of the day, her husband will run things. That's what I'm saying.
I think that's a stupid thing to say. I'm sorry, with all due respect.
It is. How do I get to be stupid?
With all due respect.
She respects her husband. You can see that man strong.
So she weak. So she weak because she married a strong man. She weak.
She ain't weak.
So what's your point?
That he run things. And
look here. Listen, you got to be out today. I about to cut you off because you talking utter stupidness.
I know.
I don't see nobody taking issue. Hold on. I don't see nobody taking issue with the fact that Brave Davis is married to a foreign woman. Ain't nobody got a problem with that. And don't get me wrong. Hold on. Don't get me wrong. His wife is a very beautiful person. I don't have no issue with that woman. She's a very beautiful person. I ain't talking about how she look. I'm talking about her spirit. She's a wonderful human being. I don't take no issue with her. But my point is, y'all don't have no problem with a man going out and bringing in a foreign woman in this country to be their wife. You don't have no problem with that man ascending to the highest office of the land. You ain't got a problem with that.
Man, one day. I mean, I know chauvinist, right?
Yeah, no, clearly you are. That's like the boy who come in my yard to steal the mango and then say I ain't no thief.
I ain't thieving no mango. Why you saying that?
No, you're saying you're not a chauvinist, but clearly you are.
No, man run things. Okay, men run things, right? Why only 2 or 3 women in the House Assembly? Man run things.
And look how you're running it. Look how you running it. You proud of it? You proud of how man running these things?
Underground.
Right, beyond underground. So what's your point? What's your point?
You know that.
If you look at the leadership of women around the world who have led their countries through this pandemic, they have done a far better job than y'all who run the place beating on your chest because I man and man run things. Boy, go sit small. Go sit small and make sense.
Hold on now. Come on now. You know that Menace really, Menace dropping so bad and things like that.
But he's a man. So what's your point? What is your point?
He is a man, right? And he had how much woman around him?
Caller, I got to take a break. And that's a very good reason for me to cut you off. I got to take a break because you talking the most stupidness on this here. You talking the most foolishness. Listen, the last person you will come around talking that foolishness is me. Because y'all know. Don't come to me with that foolishness. I just think it's so insulting. Like, as a woman, she can't have a brain or a mind of her own because she. Anyhow, let me drink some water here, Delton. Let's take a break. See, I've been gone. I'm supposed to go. Anyhow, we can go on the other side of the break. We can talk about this whole Cabot Beach situation. But fellas, don't come to me with that. Don't come to me with that because you can get your hair day off. I take that personal. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors.
Stop letting these other guys run you hot while looking for ice. No need to check the food store, the gas station, conveniently located around Nassau. Cooler Ice. So for just $3 US, you can get a bag of ice whenever you want, or refill your 5-gallon bottle for the same $3. The ice machine is closer than you know. Cooler Ice. With locations at Arawak Key, Potters Key Dock, Montague Boat Ramp, Superwash locations at Prince Charles, Carmichael Road, Soldier Road, Charles Saunders Highway, and 3 new locations: Superwash Nassau Street, Wolf Road, and Gibbs Corner. Cooler Ice Bahamas. Fresh and ready whenever you are.
Looking for an extraordinary junior high school with caring, qualified staff and affordable tuition? Then come visit us at Elite School of Excellence, an affiliate of First Step Academy. ABECA-focused and Ministry of Education approved, we foster discipline, integrity, and wisdom while molding our students for success. Call us at 341-8846 or stop by First Step Academy Schools on Fire Trail and Soldy Roads for more information.
At the Shirley Street Plaza, you'll find Le Petit Gourmet, a small cafe that's big on flavor. Handcrafted delights made with love will not only please your palate, but feed your soul. Call us at 394-1251. 8 to 12 minutes is all it takes for a burglar to rob your home or business. Security Systems International provides professional and affordable solutions for both. Call 396-5000 for your customized quote. Gwen's Alterations provides professional services for all your tailoring needs, including face masks to keep you safe and in style. A stitch in time saves 9. So call us today at 393-6227.
Escape from the city life to Bacon Air Beach Resort in Pirateswell, Mayaguana. Relax in one of 16 air-conditioned rooms just steps away from the ocean. Enjoy scrumptious dishes in our waterfront dining room. Sip on a tropical cocktail, or if you must, stay connected with wireless internet. Nestled on one of the most beautiful beaches in the Bahamas, Bacon Air Beach Resort offers a unique vacation experience. For reservations, call 339-3726 or 463-0182.
Your body's immune system is under constant pressure from things like stress, lack of exercise, and toxins in the environment. It's crucial to be proactive and support your immune system with the nutrients it needs to function effectively. But it's often hard to get these nutrients from food alone. Introducing fast-acting Zinc Plus Immune Support by Longevity. Unlike zinc-only supplements, Zinc Plus Immune Support builds on the proven power of zinc and adds complementary nutrients to give your immune system extra support. Vitamin D helps balance the effects of zinc, while our proprietary blend of natural fruit and root extracts provides the extra help your immune system needs to work against daily stressors. And we've included Longevity's exclusive plant-derived minerals to give your body the minerals it needs, but can't get from food alone. And because Zinc Plus Immune Support is delivered in a great-tasting, sugar-free, berry-flavored lozenge, it encourages quicker absorption of all these nutrients into your body. Zinc Plus Immune Support. Zinc plus the extra support your body needs to promote a healthy immune system. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
This portion of GPS is brought to you by Bahamas Orthodontic Center, celebrating 30 years of designing and creating beautiful smiles. Welcome back to GPS Global Paradigm Shift on Glory 93.9 FM. I'm your host, Michelle Malcolm. I had a drink of water and I have calmed myself down. We have a call on the line, but before we go to the caller, let me just read one or two of your comments. This one is from Stacy. Stacy say, many men talk crap like that. Child, Stacy, and they shame. That's the thing. Dorinda says, please click this man off the air. I am insulted. And Jim LaRoda says, Michelle, please cut that caller. He's too smart for himself. And Barbie says, this guy running on with foolishness. And the thing is, anyhow, let me go to the caller. I won't keep the caller waiting no more because they were waiting through the commercial break. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning.
And good morning to GPS Live. Let me turn my phone down now that you have come to the air.
Mm-hmm.
Michelle.
Yes.
And your lovely, glorious people at this station at Glory 93.9. I want to say good morning. I always call your show and forget to wish Glory 93 principals the most glorious blessing ever, 100-fold, 1,000-fold. And so I just want to remember to say that today. Now, with that being said, thank you for opening the lines to the Bahamian people. Notice how your show is take a different turn when you allow this day. People can't wait. So let me get to my point because you're running out of time and other people
and
need
we got
to
other
get
callers
on.
trying to call, yeah.
The beach situation with Miss Brother Lincoln Bain and his other lawyer, okay, was on Wednesday. I had a private conversation that turned to be international, a conversation with Atlantis HR Legal Department, Giselle Pifrom, on Tuesday. Then I made it internationally public so it could be nationally accepted, at least, because that's the only way everybody on Facebook, that's the only way I can get it there, unless I come on GPS, thanks to your glorious, divine opportunity that you give me. But I'm here to tell Lincoln Bain and the other lawyer with him, y'all have, Lincoln, you have my number. You would have made a greater impact because you know my videos was on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook from Tuesday. Paul Roll has a business on Atlanta's side renting umbrellas thanks to Amos Miller. Well, unfortunate for Amos Miller, divorce. And when, in my absence, a license was given to him. And so when Paul Roll was saying on the video to Lincoln Bain, are we not going on the west side, meaning on Atlanta's side? Lincoln, you checking out. Let me tell you that, brother. And I'm not insulted because I do what I have to do for Amos Jr. Miller, for Amos Jr. Miller. I don't need nobody on the planet. You hear me? When I show up any place, that's by my choice. Anything I do, that's by my divine will. Okay. Now, as it relates to my rights, our rights. Atlantis means Island Hotel Company Limited. Atlantis Holdings Bahamas Limited. Atlantis Resort
Spa Limited, Brookfield Hospitality Management Limited, and their respective subsidiaries, parent or affiliated companies at every tier, and their respective employees, officers, and directors have contravened, have discriminated against Amos Jr. Miller from 2005 when the umbrella idea was given to yours truly. How did y'all get on Cabbage Beach? When a license was given to me to go on Cabbage Beach, okay, by the Ministry of Tourism, I gave that back to them and tell them I never work one day on that side. I work on the side where you all say is Atlantis own. Now, where's my rights? Now, who y'all think y'all dealing with? I will show the media on the foot of the third oldest democracy. You see, in 22 days, this country will celebrate 48 years. But for me, that's 529 years since black people was brought here by force, and we're still being forced to do crap. But I ain't taking it no more. I don't need no man or woman to represent my divine constitutional interest on the planet.
Okay. Ah, boy. I think Amos need to drink some water and go and cool himself down. Lord of mercy. Somebody was trying to call in while Amos was on. So please call back. 828-3543 is the number to call. 828-3543. And here is that caller now. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Hi.
Hi.
I love you. He's my favorite talk show host.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. But I agree somewhat with that guy who you call stupid, to be honest.
I didn't call him stupid.
No,
I said he was talking stupidness, but I call him stupid.
Stupid. But the thing is, you got to consider something. People on the West over here, if you marry a man, you still include his family name in your name. Glennis, Anna, Martin. And you can go down the road and Miss Butler, all those people. They leave their names in there. But no African man will let you carry your family name out. You say, listen, baby, you are Komala Fee.
Okay, so what does that have to do with her ability to lead the country?
Well, it has to do with what the man was saying. These guys are strong-willed people. And look at that lady, I wish she could run this country. Because I used to be a male chauvinist pig like you wouldn't believe. As a matter of fact, we've been punished for that right now. Miss Butler would have been a great leader for this country. I met a couple of days ago. I never met a fine woman, but being men are just a strong will, because if you remember, I know, and I don't have to tell you anything, you know of the African / this part of the world situation. They sold us over here. And we still have some issues with them, although they're over here saying, oh, we all from Africa. Hey, buddy, it's just an insight to what I believe he was saying. And I don't know if it was communicated. But we have issues with those people. We came over here, we died on the slave ships, we suffered like crazy.
Okay, I didn't cut you. The call dropped. And I saw somebody else trying to get through while you were on. So again, the number is 828-3543 to call. 828-3543 is the number to call. You know what? I think I can do a whole show, Delton, on this whole question of whether or not a woman can lead without being influenced by the man in her life. I just think it's such a sexist thing to say. You know, one of the things that bothers me is no matter how accomplished you are as a woman, I'll use Oprah as an example. Oprah is one of the most accomplished people. If you look at her ability to gain wealth, she is. Caller, just give me a second. Let me finish making this point. Turn on your radio, please. Oprah is a very, very wealthy woman. She has achieved a tremendous amount. She's had a tremendous amount of success in her life. She's leaving behind, I'm sure, a great legacy. And yet she talked about in an interview how people still say to her, when are you going to get married? like that is the pinnacle of her existence. And if she doesn't get married, then she has failed. And it just amazes me that no matter how much a woman achieves, there are some people out there who still think that she has failed unless she take on somebody else's last name. And, you know, I got a personal problem with that. And this is in no way to knock marriage or to in any way take away any honor from strong men, because God knows a part of the problem I believe that we have in the world today is we don't have sufficient strong men. But just because you're a strong man doesn't mean that a woman cannot be strong in her own right. And I think it is very sexist to say that a woman cannot lead if she has a foreign husband or an African husband or a husband, period, because the husband will influence her decisions. I mean, say what you like about Margaret Thatcher, whether you love her or hate her, because, you know, there wasn't much in between with her. Either you loved her or hated her. But you could not say for 1 second that her husband influenced her when she ruled Great Britain. So where is this coming from? And I think that when people say, "Oh, I'm not a chauvinist," but yet you allowing these things to come out of your mouth, I think you don't realize that how much of a chauvinist you are. But you're a chauvinist. Let's go to the phone line. Boy, the phone ringing off the hook. Guys, I can't take 2 calls at a time. So once this call is done, then call right back, okay? For the person who's trying to get through now. But caller, welcome to GPS.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Ms. Malcolm. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm listening to your show. I listen to it, but I usually don't comment.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, I'm actually teaching on in my Sunday school to adults,
right?
Not to kids, to adults. And it's such a touchy subject, but the biggest thing is we haven't actually recognized that it's the absence of the woman in leadership that's causing the problem in the family and in the nation. Because we're not putting her in her rightful place. If we go from the biblical standpoint, God didn't put enmity between the man and the kingdom of darkness. He actually put enmity between the woman and the kingdom of darkness, which means she has to come into her rightful place in order for her to reestablish what went wrong and take that leadership role back. But cultures, countries, whatever you want to call them, have been going off this rule concept when it comes to female. Oh, he shall rule over you. But the word rule does not mean to have dominion over or dominance over. What it actually means is to reinforce what you should have taught in the first place. Adam was supposed to teach Eve how to govern. Teach her. Co-teach. They're co-leaders.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? He was supposed to teach her how to be a ruler, teach her how to be a leader, but it was cut short due to the sin aspect. So many people have this misconception and these crazy thoughts because we like to point and we like to blame, but we now need to mend and fix. There's no more time for that. The woman was given every right to lead and rule because God said, let us make them in our image, male and female. Give them dominion, male and female. When we look at the physical, and people get this mixed up, physical makeup and spiritual makeup. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Spiritually, she has all the capacity. Physically, there are some things that her body doesn't allow her to do. But that's what she has him for. They're supposed to work together. In the physical realm. In the spiritual realm, they are co-dominant.
Yes.
Listen, we have to get this right.
The Bible never
because
said...
our families are being destroyed because she hasn't been given a right. She's the gatekeeper. She's the one that fixes things. She's the one that recognizes where there's a problem.
You know,
faster than me.
When people try to use dominion as oh, the man is, you know, the Bible never says that they should have dominion over each other as human beings. It's dominion over the fish of the sea, over the plants, over the animals, but it never says that one human being is supposed to have a dominion over another.
No.
Nowhere in the Bible doesn't say that.
We have to reteach and rethink what we have been doing. God actually spoke to her concerning the three issues in the Bible, the serpent himself and Adam. Whereas Adam, he just said, you got to work by the sweat of your brow. The serpent you shall call. But he dealt with her specifically, meaning she is the one that needs to fix this. We have, listen, I don't want to go deep into this. Like I said, I teach on this every Sunday.
I need to get you on my show.
It's missing. It's missing, and it's missing horribly. And I really hate to see the way the world, we haven't picked up on it. Every time you see a mother at the courthouse, she is doing what God told her to do. You are the one that's supposed to be the one that deals with this enmity issue. You are the, see, we don't get it.
Caller, what's your name? What's your name, caller?
Theodore Hannah.
Theodore Hannah. Is it okay for me to invite you to come on the show?
Not a problem. I have no problem with that.
I will call you after the show so we can arrange
Yes, ma'am.
Because clearly this is a topic that needs to be discussed. I have a feeling that'll be a very, very popular show. So I'm going to call you after the show so we can arrange a time and you can come on the show so we can discuss
All right,
this.
ma'am. I will continue to listen.
Thank you so much for calling.
Not a problem.
All righty. Okay, boy, we need to talk about that. We need to talk about that for sure. Because I do believe, and again, I'm not trying in any way to emasculate men. Okay, because my God, I think a part of the reason why we have so many problems in our society is because the men are not in their rightful place. They're the foundation. And when your foundation is weak, your whole house can come down. I don't care how pretty that house is. I don't care what kind of window treatment you put in there. That house coming down if your foundation is weak. And right now, off the foundation of the family, I believe, has been weakened. And I believe that there's an all-out attack against males for that very reason. But that is not to say that a woman should be diminished in order for a man to be able to take his rightful place. I have a problem with that. And I've always, even since I was a kid, I've always had a problem with that. Of being, don't tell me that I'm less than because I happen to be born in a body that has female genitalia. Like my mind isn't supposed to be as sharp as a boy's. Or I'm not supposed to have the same amount of courage that he has because he's a man. Give me an entire break. Anyway, that's gonna be a good show. I'm going to reach out to him and see if we can get him on, and maybe one or two others who can look at this from all angles. And I think that's a discussion that we definitely need to have, because there's too much misinformation out there, and too many women and families are suffering because of this misinformation, because a man doesn't understand, many men don't understand the reason why they were given certain attributes that women don't have. So you have those muscles not to abuse a woman, but to offer protection, not to be abusive and domineering. And, quite frankly, people like to treat women as if they were that they are weaker than men. But I tell you, a woman got to be strong. If men had to bring forth children, the race would be extinct. What women have to go through to bring forth children in this world, ain't nobody was going to be here if a man had to do that. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Good afternoon, Mama Michelle. I had to call back, man. Michelle.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, you making women sound like they so tender, so weak.
That's exactly the opposite of what I'm saying.
Michelle, some of these women and think they big like the Hulk.
But that's exactly the opposite of what I'm saying. I'm trying to say women are not tender and weak. We are strong beings.
Okay, because some of them even talk like man, they got male voice. One time ago, I remember Michelle Bennett is a fine girl. This fine girl like you got a woman voice, right? The fine girls always had a woman voice, right? Nowadays, you see fine girls, they look fine and they got man voice, they talk rough, that's like man. I mean, women already reach a place in the world just where they want to be. No one can say nothing to them. They rule us. They rule in their own world. But all I simply said, Michelle, is that, like with Mama Kumala, I respect her highly, But then the man in the corner is a very, very powerful man. Unlike the Bahamian man, like Venison, them, that man, he's strong. When you talk about, so what men run in this country? They weak men, man. We had an African man like him run this country. We wouldn't be overrun like how we overrun now. We don't have all the kabongle up in the court. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. I know that man. I ain't know for the can of paint, but I remember when the lady got arrested. When look here, he's old principal. He run things. That's all they saying. And he ain't just drop everything because his wife is the prime minister and he ain't be the man he always was. He could be running things.
Maybe he running things in their house, but that don't mean he can be running things in the cabinet.
Michelle, I mean,
You
I'm sorry to
need
tell you, right?
to stop the madness.
Michelle,
Because
Michelle,
all you are doing is contributing to the problem that we have in this country, where many
Right,
males don't understand the difference between domination. So they feel that they have a right to dominate women because of the
No,
same kind of attitude. You don't realize how you contributing to that problem by saying these things.
Okay. Let me rewind back a little bit, right? I'm a man now, right? But I've been a boy, right? And I grew up in a home led by a woman, right? A very, very, very powerful
And
woman.
that
right?
speaks
Very powerful.
volumes
And let me
as to why you are saying what you are saying.
No. What I'm saying is, right? I understand the power of a woman. I understand the power of feminism. I understand a lot of things. And you know what? When you leave it up to a woman, right? A woman is ruthless. You think a man brutal? A woman is more brutal than a man. Okay? So I don't want for a minute for people to feel like because women are the weaker ones, this and that. You know what? Women bring up the children, okay? And then women bring up children. You know what? Some of them, they don't care what they do with them children, because they born them. And they'll make them leave the world, okay? And that's what, see men and boys right now, this garbage you run, what's going on in this country. You know what's going on, the way it's going on? Because guess what? We had this female single parent thing going on. I'm talking about backed by government, backed by the church and everything. Where a woman, she gets authority to do whatever she wants, right?
What the hell? What are you talking about?
I'm telling you.
What church is backing?
You was a woman, you didn't want to hear the truth.
Oh my God. You know what? I agree with Bertha.
Hold on.
Bertha put a comment on Facebook. She said, Michelle, I see you like punishment. That caller again sucked my teeth. Bertha, honest to God.
Listen here, don't cut me, right? Listen here. What all I'm saying to you is, right? You see what's going on in this country today? All of these babies, boys, and they want to pick up a gun and whatever they want, and they got so much hatred in their heart, and sometimes they don't have no feelings for women. You know why? Because guess what? It's women, the very ones who are looking for all the right, who did all the damage and destruction, because they don't, basically, children, and I may sound like I just off the top, right? But you know what? Some of them, you may see it for yourself. The children, they treat them, they pick up anything, hit them with, do any wickedness to them.
Okay.
And they don't consider in their mind that
Let me ask you something. Listen, I'm not saying that there aren't women who are abusing children, right? But let me ask you something. Where do you think that frustration comes from? Why is she taking it on the children? And I'm not saying it's right that she is, but where do you think that frustration coming from?
You know where it comes from?
Where?
The hatred she had for the man she had day before. That's where it comes from.
Why she hate him?
For too long.
Answer my question. Why do you think she hates him?
Because she probably couldn't get what she wanted, and some other Tom or Dick wanted to give her something else, and her friends tell her, look here, man, I got this, I got that.
What did you think she wanted that she couldn't get from this man? Why she hate him?
Probably maybe a car. Her friend, they have a house. Her friend, but see, woman is
how about maybe the one main thing which she couldn't get from him is for him to be responsible for the seed what he put on this earth? How about that?
Man.
How about that? You sitting up here and you trying to blame women because of whatever your situation was, right? Obviously hold on, let me finish.
No, Michelle.
Let me finish my point. My point is this.
Let me finish mine.
My point is this. We all have paradigms that are shaped because of the environment in which we were born and raised. Yeah. I have a paradigm because of the way I was raised by a single mother. Okay?
Yeah.
I know that helped to shape my paradigm in terms of my thinking.
Woman, though, this girl.
Let me finish my point. My point is you have a specific paradigm that was set by the environment in which you were raised. And so you clearly, you were raised by a single mother, and I'm not saying that your mother abused you, but the paradigm that you are coming to this conversation with is that women abusing children because they're angry at the man because they couldn't get what they wanted from the man. But yet, more than 70% of the households in our country are led by women. Why?
Women, yeah.
Why?
Because the government sees fit
This ain't got nothing to do with the government. This ain't got nothing to do. This ain't got nothing to do with the government. If you as a man go drop your seed here, go drop your seed there, go drop your seed someplace else, and you aren't able to be in all three of them households because you're only one human being to take care of those children and to be a father to those children, what that got to do with the government?
Michelle, listen to what you're saying. I go from household to household, drop my seed, drop my seed, drop my seed in the next place. But look at the irony is, let me show you what the irony is, right? A man may drop his seed here and there, right? But a woman, she may have different seeds within that same house, but the same man who is the father of them seeds, taking care of them and everything all right. But you know how bad it is for a man in this world, especially with them single parent home, and even with a marital home, when you have like woman is called man children outside, but all the children inside, even if they're in the man on. You can see the devil alive inside them outside. You know that, right? How man children get to be outside and all the woman children inside.
Because you know for sure where them children come from when they come from her. You know for sure they hers.
Yeah, you know that.
You know that for sure because they come from her.
Yeah.
With him, you got to get a DNA test to be sure.
Hey, but let me tell you something. You want me to tell you something? And we always brag about how women are so, they care their children and the home. Want me to tell you something?
Listen,
you know
there are bad mothers just like how there are bad fathers.
Listen here. You know what I see? You know what? Here's woman them, right? They be like, you know, they caring and loving, right? Man, hold on. A woman, if you see a woman with her children, don't care how much children she has. Some of them, when in the public, they pretend so good. Man, hold on, man. You want to go date that girl. Why? Well, she's taking care of children. But what you know, it's the wrongest thing a man could do. Go date that girl, because guess what? She love her children. She don't love man, she love her children. And guess what? Just as she love her children, she'll suck everything out you to take care of her children. And guess what? She'll leave you like a nothing. She would wash your clothes.
So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Who hurt you?
Who am I?
No, who hurt you? Which woman hurt you?
There ain't a woman hate me now.
You sure?
Ain't no woman hate me. I understand what they
sound to me like you carried some serious pain at the hands of a woman. I try to figure out which woman hurt you or how many women have hurt you.
No. You know what? A consciousness, right? And you know what? I even got a date. Listen to me. I even got a date some of these gals, right? And guess what?
Some of these gals.
But you know what? The program is this, right? From the time you see them, you got to buy them this. You want sex, you got to pay for it. You want to do something for you got to pay for it. Woman thing, man, stupid. Let me see how bad it is in this world, right? Women feel as if, right? You know, because, I'm beautiful. They spend all day just decorating themselves with all these little ornaments and all hair and nail bakers and all these other artificial stuff, right? Keep it real, right? You know what? As a male, right? That there, every time I see them as fine as they think they look, I laugh when they ugly as hell. I laughing at these fools, right? Because guess what? They're so far from reality.
Caller, I got to let you go because we have another call coming in, but I just want to say this. There's such a thing called emotional intelligence. I highly recommend you go do some work on your emotional intelligence.
You can trust me before you.
I am insulting you. I just making a recommendation because clearly you came to this conversation, as did I, with a specific paradigm. And your paradigm.
You're trying to trust me because I strong as a strong.
Man, I gotta go, man. I got another caller coming in. Man. Call back when Theodore on the show. Call
You're
back.
Beautiful and JD.
You too. My God in heaven. Caller. Wow. Caller, welcome to GPS. Caller, you there? For some reason I can't hear you. Are you there? Caller? Okay, you may have to call us back because if you're speaking, we can't hear you. Hello? Okay, try it again.
Michelle?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, you are a strong woman, but boy, you let that man really have a good run today.
Yeah, well, I want him to say I ain't let him talk,
Well, true, but I'm going to make it quick because I did. Yeah, that is unbelievable. That is unbelievable. Let me point out a few things to that gentleman there. When the world fell into sin, as the Bible shows in Genesis, Eve was not the one responsible. Adam, the male.
If you read the Bible carefully, it says when Eve ate the apple, bit the apple, and nothing happened. Nothing happened.
Nothing. But the moment Adam took that fruit, the man.
all hell broke loose.
Then literally hell break loose on the sin, because that's when the world fell into sin. What my point is, my brother, the women on this planet, those who are abused, those who are hurting, many of them are acting that way because men have fallen out of position. We men have been given that ultimate responsibility by God, not to dominate, not to abuse, not to rule, but to support and protect the women that God gave us. And anytime anything is out of order, we're going to end up having disorder. So that gentleman can talk all he wants about weak women, and Arentia Komalafi is a very strong and independent thinking female. I support her as the DNA leader. I'm a member of that party. But the thing is, she is a woman in her own right. I knew her before she became a part of that party. But the thing is, when men don't do what men are supposed to do and given by God their moral right and authority to do, this is the kind of situation we have. Women have been, for example, in the 80s. You know why a lot of women are, as it were, spoiled today? Because men did so. Remember in the 80s when they used to be calling, when money used to be floating around this place like crazy? Guys used to be spending money on women left, right, and center to impress them. Now, my fellow man, you and many men like yourself who would have now impressed upon the woman the way they want to be treated, don't start belly aching now that the woman want all the nice things you got to used to. Because in the 80s and the 90s, brother, you and my fellow men like yourselves got those women used to them now. They want it? What you going to do, belly ache? No, man. Us men are ultimately responsible, humanly speaking, for the problems on this planet, for the problems in the home. If we hadn't bitten the fruit, we would have never been eaten on the sour grapes today. Thank you, Michelle.
Thanks for calling. You know, I got to take a break. Boy, I know what I stay up all night pulling them clips for Delton, because we clearly ain't get to them today, right? There were some fellas doing some work on my house the other day, and I was inside and I was listening to this conversation that these guys were having, and I thought, wow, this is so deep. They were talking about a particular female. I don't know who she is. They didn't call her name, but they were just talking about how this female, you know, like, in essence, what they were saying is that this female is like easy target, you know, and how so many fellas done deal with her. And this one guy actually said, well, you know, my attitude is, you know, go there, stick and move, because there's a reason why ain't nobody hanging up around her. And if you hang up around her too long, you can find out why. So just go get what you want to get, stick and move on, buddy. And I sat there listening to this conversation. I didn't interrupt them or anything. I just sat there listening, and I thought, wow. Because whoever that young woman is they were talking about, I don't know her history. I don't know who she is. But, you know, I think that perhaps a part of the issue is that maybe she looking for something. Maybe she looking for some kind of love, some guy to stick, as he would have said, stick around. And, you know, she's probably making some really bad decisions because based on what they were saying, you know, she's been getting around, and a lot of guys have dealt with her. But their attitude was, this one in particular guy said, that's why me, buddy, I can stick and move. Get what you want and move on. And I'm saying, I sat there thinking to myself, do they realize they're talking about a human being? Does that play into this conversation anywhere? That she is somebody's daughter or sister? Or is she just an object to be used and then thrown to the side because I don't get what I want and I ain't sticking around to find out why nobody else sticking around. I don't get what I want. Listen, don't get me wrong. A lot of women, they get into a relationship, they have a child, thinking that, you know, maybe this child is going to help him to stay around or whatever he does, and then they go on to somebody else and they do the same thing, and then they go on to somebody else and they do the same thing, And they keep having children for different men. And it's like, at what point are you going to realize that what you're doing ain't working? And especially, when it comes to dealing with children, a lot of children in this country are suffering, literally going through hell on earth because of the stupid decisions that the people have made who brought them into this earth. And it ain't fair to the children. But my God, don't sit back. And Carl, I coming to you right now. Don't sit back. Oh, the caller hung up. Don't sit back and point all the fingers, all the blame at one of the two parties that were involved in bringing that child here. Because you may say, she's the one who got him with the germ. She needs to make better decisions. That's true. But at what point are you going to require some responsibility on the part of the man who just decided to stick and move? These are questions we need to address in this country, because 70% of households in this country are led by single women. And that was not the intent, the original intent. And you find disorder when you stray away from the original intent. Where purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. So I always ask the question when I'm talking about purpose. Is a knife a bad thing? No. A knife is not a bad thing. A knife was designed for a very specific purpose. You're supposed to cut vegetables and cut, fruit and cut different meat and all these kind of things. But the knife was not designed to cut another human being. The knife is not the problem. It's the human being who decides to take that knife and make it a weapon. Let me put it another way. Would you put a knife in the hands of a 2-year-old to play with? No. Why? Because that 2-year-old doesn't understand the danger of being cut with that knife. It's not that the knife is a bad thing. It's just that it's been put into the hands of a child that does not understand its purpose. So the child just sees a bright, shiny toy. And if you leave that knife in the hands of that 2-year-old, you're looking for disaster. The knife is not the problem. The problem is whose hands the knife is in. Where purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. We seem to have lost our way as it relates to the original intent of the family structure. And so you got all these fellas who just sticking and moving, dropping children all over the place. Single women, many of whom are not equipped to handle parenting on their own. And the children are suffering as a result. So I think it is ridiculous for you to call here with the attitude of, oh, the woman is the problem, without looking at the role that the men are playing in the situation that we find ourselves in. I'm overdue for a break. How many breaks do we have left, Delton? Only one. Okay, let's take this last break. And then when we come back, we will continue with our live open line show, and maybe we'll get to the Cabbage Beach situation. Maybe not. Who knows? It's all where y'all want to go today. So stay with us. We'll be right back after these words from our sponsors.
Ocean blue is the best in seafood, hey, hey. Fresh out the water and affordable too, yeah. We got fish, conch, lobster, shrimp, everything you want. Ocean blue got it. Ocean blue, friendly and clean, best service you ever seen. Ocean blue is the best in seafood, yeah. Fresh out the water and affordable too, yeah. Ocean blue seafood, we are here for you. Ocean blue seafood, no one else will do. Ocean Blue Seafood, located on Bernard Road. Contact us at 393-2160.
Understanding your microbiome, also known as your gut ecosystem, can change everything you thought you knew about nutrition, digestion, immunity, and metabolism. Keeping your gut ecosystem healthy and balanced is essential. Ultimate Microbiome by Longevity was specifically formulated to optimize this ecosystem. It provides the advanced support your gut needs through prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic supplementation. Our unique blend of probiotics includes lactobacillus and plantarum, healthy bacteria that can help prevent harmful bacteria from taking over your gut. Increasing your gut's population of beneficial bacteria creates a more balanced gut microbiome, which has been shown to aid in weight loss, skin health, sleep, mood, and may even help with seasonal allergies. Ultimate Microbiome also promotes the production of postbiotics. Postbiotics are key to help regulate your gastrointestinal health. To enhance digestion, Digizyme Multi-Enzyme Complex, a blend of 5 specific enzymes, has been added to Ultimate Microbiome. It can help break down food so your body can better absorb nutrients. Plus, we've added our proprietary I-26 Hyperimmune Egg Powder to aid in the elimination of disease-causing gut bacteria and help your body balance its immune response. Ultimate Microbiome, the scientific, proprietary, and holistic approach to gut health that helps optimize your body's entire gut ecosystem. To learn more, contact your longevity associate.
One of the things I love about the mailboat is their relationship with Bahamas Air. I can earn travel points on my international freight and redeem them when I fly.
For me, online shopping is easy with Mailboat's U.S. addresses and regular freight delivery to Nassau. Plus, I can always prepay customs and freight, and they always notify me when my package arrives.
Yeah, a lot of people think the Mailboat is just for shipping, but they also offer a safe and secure storage facility at affordable rates, all in a central, convenient location.
We also offer passenger service into Freeport multiple times per week with a seating capacity of over 450 persons. With family movies on large screens, one hot meal included, and on-board lounge for snacks and soft drinks. We're the Mailboat. We're bridging people, products, and places.
To stay healthy, it's crucial to make sure you get the nutrition you need every day. But it's difficult to get all your recommended vitamins and minerals from food alone. Even in the United States, 94% of people are deficient in at least one nutrient. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 by Longevity is a simple, convenient, and affordable way to help your body get the essential nutrients it needs. It's an advanced plant-driven multivitamin mineral complex that contains certified organic whole foods, trace minerals, and antioxidants. BTT 2.0 supports your body's natural defense system with a proprietary blend of energy-boosting and body-loving nutrients, plus prebiotics, probiotics, amino acids, and enzymes that support digestion. With an unusually high ORAC score of 8,000, you get even more antioxidants to help combat free radicals that can cause damage to your cells. But to get the most benefit and value from any multivitamin, your body must be able to break down the nutrients so you can fully absorb them. Otherwise, they'll just pass through your system without doing any good. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 was specially formulated with synergizing cofactors to ensure you get maximum nutrient absorption. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 is the easiest way to give your body the balance and complete daily vitamin mineral supplement it needs for optimal support of your overall health. To learn more, contact your longevity associate.
This portion of GPS is brought to you by Tiki Bikini Hut at Junkanoo Beach. Great food, cool tropical drinks, and family fun in the sun. And by BMP Liquidators. High-quality furniture and home goods at very reasonable prices. And welcome back to GPS, Global Paradigm Shift on Glory 93.9 FM. Michelle Malcolm in your company, and obviously this is a Friday, so you know that means Open Line Show today, talking about all of the issues that you want to talk about the week that was, although this has been, quite frankly, not so much about that. We have headed down a completely different direction than we normally do on a Friday, but that's all good because you guys are my guests today. Let me read a couple of your comments. So Kenley says, I'm just waiting for it to come up. There it is. He's just scared as all men are to be left. He just scared as all men are to be left holding the bag, metaphorically speaking. It's sad on both sides. No use pointing fingers. Nina says, As the saying goes, the way we treat a person is a reflection of who we are and not who they are. Adrian says, Stick and Move. That sounds like a good movie. Serious thing. Let's see. One more. Bertha says, Michelle, some women need to realize laying on their backs is not the answer to their problems, especially if you end up getting pregnant. You have to first respect yourself in order to be respected. No doubt. No doubt. And I'm not in any way trying to, give women a pass for the bad decisions that they make. All I'm saying is they make that decision by themselves. This is a serious problem for us because it's affecting the children of this nation. And broken children become broken adults. So we got to fix this problem. It's a real problem, a very serious problem. So let's see. Jamalat says, respect is not automatic. It needs to be taught within the home and demonstrated in the community that we live in. If it is not, there is a hard lesson to learn. And unfortunately, Jamalat, the ones who are learning the hardest are the children. The ones who are being affected the most are the children who's suffering in these homes because people made poor decisions. All right, let's go to clip number 2. Let's try and get that in before. We've only got 10 minutes left in the show. But, big story this week was what went down at Cabbage Beach with beach vendors not being given access. Wow, we have a caller. Okay, so let's go to the phone lines. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Yes, good morning, Michelle. I usually I usually like to talk about the situations that ail this country the most, but this actually is a good topic. Even though the caller before, he's long-winded and he expresses views, seems like it's based on personal experience, but I guess he didn't want to delve too deep into his affairs. But there's basically in my opinion, there's a talk on the family structure with both genders. It's not easy, and I think it really stems to the financial stability, to be honest, because when it really boils down to it, all of this is based on money. To be honest, women do certain things because they might be financially unstable. And, men, the same thing. You may get in a relationship with a female and you can't keep up, you can't maintain yourself and your partner at the same time. And when things are good, and when things are bad, when the pressure hits, then it becomes a problem. The expression, no money, no love, comes to mind. And one of the callers that called after mentioned how in the 90s and 80s, money was really no object. We used to ball our women. We can on a nice date, roses, whatever. Carry them shopping and whatnot. I'm guilty of the same thing. But it really boils down to money. And I'll admit, from my point of view, a lot of females, they want to be paid to be in a relationship, basically. Men, once we feel as though we're in a relationship and we are maintaining our mate, we feel as though we can get away with murder. So it's a double-edged sword, in my opinion. And it really boils down to money. It becomes a lot easier, in my opinion. It becomes a lot easier when everyone's financially stable. There's also an attack on the family structure, like I mentioned earlier, where we don't practice our roles. We do not practice our roles the way they were intended. And that's the issue. I know well-rounded adults, and most of them, they grew up in a home where mommy and daddy were working together as a team, rearing their child properly. The mother provides an emotional balance, whereas the man his role is to provide the bacon and also protect his family. He's more logical. The woman, she provides an emotional balance. She tells him to ease up and to rub the forehead as opposed to getting the belt, in other words. So the roles have been reversed just about. You have a lot of single mothers So we've been locking in a big way, and women can be accused of the same thing as well. So I think it's based on both genders and their roles and us practicing our roles, and a lot of it comes from the pressure of financial stability. That's really what it is. Also, we as Bahamians, we've fallen short big time. We feel like the last Jones nowadays, because whereas we were financially stable at one point, I'm sure we're both old enough to remember, that things ain't things, like the Bahamian expression goes, things ain't things, and that causes a spiral effect in more ways than one, especially when it comes out of the family structure. Now, my thing is, even though I really don't want to stay on this topic, how we got a kid financially stable, and what are you going to do about it? One thing I wanted to ask, and I'm not a male chauvinist, but one of the callers mentioned he's a DNA supporter. Do we, or can we have a leader that's a female? That's a question that a lot of Bahamians have come into contact with. We've had this discussion without trying to sound sexist. Do we need at this point in our Bahamian history, in our Bahamian reality? Sorry. Do we need a female leader for this country? That's my thing. And our Bahamian women are very strong. We have some strong women in this country. But at this juncture, can we take a female leader to get us out of this debacle?
What do you mean, can we take? So you had me until you said that. Can we take? What do you mean by that?
Okay. The caller mentioned earlier that, and you yourself concurred, that it wasn't until the man ate the fruit that we felt the effects of our sin. Okay, the human race felt the effects of that first sin. Okay, what in your opinion? That's my question. Do we need, from a woman's perspective, from Bahamian perspective?
I think when it comes to the leadership of our nation, we need a good leader. Whether or not that person is in a male suit or a female suit should not matter. We need a good leader. My personal opinion is that is a good leadership is not, men don't have a monopoly on being good leaders. I think that the suit in which you live, when I say the suit, your body, has nothing to do with your ability to lead. And if we continue to go down the road of you a leader just because we can put you in there because you're a man over a woman, whether or not you have the leadership capability just because you're in a male suit is ludicrous. We have been led by nothing but men in this country, and look where that has gotten us. You can't get much worse than where we are now.
I agree completely.
So I don't see what the big deal is. Oh, we can't put a woman there because she's a woman. That is just the height of stupidity. Your leadership ability has nothing to do with the earth suit in which you live. The Bible says, let us make mankind, because a lot of people is looking at man and think that means the male. No, the Bible says, let us make mankind in our image, male and female. So what, and caller, I see you trying to call, but you wait too late. It's 2 minutes to one, and I can't take another call. What bothers me is how we try to nitpick which part of the Bible we gonna,
to suit our own agenda.
Genesis, the very first book of the Bible, laid it out for you. Let us make mankind, the race, in our image. Male and female, he created them. why are we confused? We can't figure out what that means. But privilege is a serious thing, because if you have privilege, you ain't gonna just give that up. This is like the oligarchs in our country. They ain't gonna just say, okay, we don't have all this privilege for so long. Y'all could have it now. No. You're gonna have to pry that from them. Males have been privileged for a long time. And when I say privileged, I'm talking about in many ways, women were thought to be lesser than. In some cultures, women are still nothing more than chattel. So men ain't gonna just give that up. I actually had a caller say to me on one show, well, why y'all don't just wait for God to liberate y'all? Why y'all trying to liberate yourself? Really, dude? So you should have that same argument to the people of South Africa who endured apartheid for all those years. Why you gonna try to liberate yourself? Let God liberate y'all. Really? We got to stop the madness. Leadership has nothing to do with the earth suit in which you live. This is just a suit. And you're being a male and having male genitalia doesn't make you a better leader than me because I happen to have female genitalia. We got to stop the madness. They play the music now. They're trying to tell me it's time to shut up now.
Well, it is what it is. Michelle, I always tune in. I'll look out for you next show.
Thank you so much for calling. Okay. All right. Time is gone. Let me just read this last comment from C. Allen Johnson. C. Allen says, when it comes to female leadership, the question to ask is not if she is a woman, but rather is she the woman to lead us? Let's not dumb down it to male versus female, rather one of competence, vision, qualification, and competence versus vision, qualifications, and competence. The argument of we can't do worse is the worst. I hear you. Let's just agree that we have to just take people for their qualifications as opposed to the suit in which they live, because that ain't got nothing to do with their ability to lead. Who knew we were going down this road today? I gotta go and sleep early instead of looking for clips that we never got to. It is what it is. Today's show is all about you. That's gonna do it, guys. We passed time. Music playing. Gotta go. I'm Michelle Malcolm. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a good and safe weekend, and I'll see you guys next week.